Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone at the SG. Alhamdulillah, today we are so lucky to have with us our dearest Professor Amran Rasli. How are you, Prof?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, and this is actually a very interesting webinar, yeah, because it's not every day that you get to talk to a prof like this, you know, especially he's actually quite far away. It's just during MCO that he's able to be in Malaysia, yeah, Prof. And hopefully that we will be able to do more work after this, yeah, dengan StreamYard, yeah, with StreamYard, since that we can now connect online. Right, so I don't think I need to introduce you, Prof, because everybody who's on Facebook will go and see there are so many things that you shared on Facebook, yeah, especially during MCO. Yeah, especially the adventure of cooking, adventure of other some engineering stuff. And I think my boy has started following you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there are some few engineers in the house right now. Right. So thank you so much for giving your time today, yeah, Prof. Okay. So if the SG members notice, actually we have been sharing 5 video tutorials on publication, yeah, on how to publish. And I think this is a very useful useful information that you can get before you want to publish. And as a life as an academic or academician or postgraduates, definitely you need to publish your work, right? So we are so lucky to have Prof Amran with us today to talk about what are the tips or what are the things that you need to know when you want to publish. And later on we will share with you how you can then publish your work you know, with the guidance of the team from Asia Mediterranean Network. So over to you, Prof. If you want to share your screen, you can open your PowerPoint right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yep. Okay. Go on. Yes.
Okay. So is the PowerPoint visible to you now?
Yes. Yes. I can see that.
Okay. 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 Great. Okay. Bismillah. Assalamualaikum, everyone. Once again, my name is Amran Rasli. I am the advisor of Asia Mediterranean Network. It's a group that comprises of editors, reviewers, academics, okay, who are experienced in the art of publication, and we pull together to develop something which we think will be beneficial to those who intend to get their work published in journals and so on. Okay, so let me just go through very quickly my set of slides. Okay, the issue, of course, everybody's motivated to publish. Okay, and there's the cartoon over there. Okay, he didn't publish, so he perished. Okay, anyway, most of us seek recognition by our peers, our friends, and so on. At the same time, once you get your work published, okay, you can get promoted. Okay, it's easier to get grants, okay, and research funding. And also, this is your responsibility, okay, because the society, the government, the taxpayer expect to see their contribution to be converted into useful academic contribution as well. Okay. But of course, perhaps the most common driver is, okay, because my boss told me so. And what more, in universities now, okay, everybody has to publish. And it's a way for universities to improve their ranking. So like it or not, you have to master the art of publication so that you can help your institution to improve their ranking. Okay. And another reason, from the perspective of postgraduate students, they have to show evidence of publication. For some universities, they are looking for Scopus Index publication. Some are even more stringent. They are looking for impact factor journals. Okay, and some are also allowing error in their journals. Okay, as evidence of your work being published before you can proceed for the viva. Okay, and it is a very long and tedious and painful process. Out of every 100 submission, only about 20% will be published, and there will be a lot of revision, rejection, frustration, withdrawals. Okay, so that's why, like it or not, you have to learn and master the art of publication so it becomes a bit easier for you, inshallah. So I'm going to go through very quickly. I've got about 5 objectives, okay, and how to start is the first one. Okay, the answer is now. Look for conferences, okay, which are backed by journals. But you have to be careful. There are many conference organizers that may be taking advantage, okay, by claiming affiliation with journals, okay, but when it comes to the reality, okay, towards the end, after waiting for so many years, your paper is published in other types of journals. So you better check carefully. You might want to work on topics which you are comfortable with, benchmark with a good article as a start, and also authors who are already there. Learn their style of writing. Okay, perhaps you can pick up some skills just by reading good articles along the way. Or you can work closely with us, Asia Mediterranean Network. So, and then you have to plan your writing well, okay, meaning you have to show novelty, okay, and at the end of the day, emphasize on the originality and significance of your work. You need to organize your thinking and decide the structure, outlines of your paper. Stick to the central point throughout the whole paper and remove all unnecessary discussions. Meaning, if your paper is on motivation, which is your main dependent variable, so this is your central point. Okay, so do not deviate, and you know, um, you might have an adverse impact on the quality of your paper. Okay, objective number 2 is journal selection. Okay, where to publish, as mentioned before, you can participate in conference, which are affiliated with journals. Okay, in some instances, okay, the worst case scenario, you can get your work published in conference proceeding, some of which could be also indexed by Google Scholar, okay, by Scopus and so on. Okay, but if you want to choose journals, okay, the most difficult one would be in the Web of Science, okay, followed by Scopus, DOAJ, Copernicus, and the easiest one would be the Google Scholar, okay. And Asia Mediterranean Network, or Asia Med as we call ourselves, we work closely with 4 journals which are indexed by Excellence for Research in Australia, or ERA. To some institutions, I know some, I cannot say all, some institutions, they recognize ERA Index journal for promotion, for Viva and so on. So if you are intending to work closely with us, please check with your institution. Yeah, we do work with some Scopus journal, but Scopus seems to be very difficult nowadays. It takes a longer time, and you have to pay through your nose. So, well, it's your choice at the end of the day. Okay, whatever you pick up from this tutorial, you can apply and use it for your own intention to publish in Scopus or Impact Factors and so on. So this is our process flow. Okay, what we do is we do a simulation. We will assign a chief editor and reviewers to go through your papers, your article, and then we'll make a decision. In most cases, we will work closely with the journals I've mentioned before, and we'll position ourselves as the guest editor. So meaning at the end of the day, what we review, okay, and what we advise, we hope that the participants would follow through and abide, okay, to whatever decision is made, okay, and follow through with the recommendations so that your work will eventually be published. Okay, so I'll go through very quickly. If you want to go into the detail, Anita mentioned that there were about 5 other videos you can go through. This is a snapshot of the 5 videos. Okay, so then we go into the manuscript preparation. Okay, what to avoid? Number 1, superficial literature search. Okay, meaning you're just touching on surface. The worst case scenario is sometimes writers, they do not read the whole article, they just read the abstract. Okay, and this is dangerous. Okay, so if you want to quote somebody's work, you better read the whole article. Okay, why? Let me tell you, based on my experience as a chief editor, sometimes we look into your reference list and then we will identify perhaps one of the reference to be your reviewer, and you might get into trouble if you write something which is in contradiction to what he had written in his original paper. Okay, and number 2, do not claim very little research has been done. Okay, if you're not 100% sure. Okay, when we will react negatively. Okay, do not be sloppy. Do not make sweeping generalizations. Provide claims that cannot be substantiated, and avoid what we call rhetorical style of writing. Okay, it's academic writing all the way. So tips, okay, a good intro, okay, is very crucial to catch the attention of the chief editor, okay, the reviewer, okay, and also to the readers, okay, once it is published. And text can be written in either the past or present tense. You have to be consistent, and you have to keep the sentences short and sweet, okay, and avoid using complex ways of saying a simple thing. Don't overuse jargons and so on. Rewriting is something that must be understood. Okay, for sure you'll be requested to revise your work. Feedback will be given, okay, by the editors and reviewers. Okay, so you might want to work closely with your friends and so on. Test your ideas with them so that your paper will improve accordingly. Okay, you have to follow, as mentioned before, suggestions given by the editors, and you have to be welcoming useful suggestions, but make sure you remain coherent and consistent, and be critical, self-critical, but not to the point of paralysis. Okay. Okay. Structure of the paper. This is standard. Okay, I'm going to go through very quickly. Okay, the abstract, okay, the use of it is for search purpose. It gives the readers a paper summary before going to the details. It should tell the problem that the paper discusses, the work that has been done, or methods being used, okay, original findings and achievements, and you should not include reference numbers and multiple paragraphs unless okay, if you're writing for Elsevier, they've got structured abstract, okay, based on the sections in the article. Okay, then you have to follow through with their recommendation. And keywords, okay, the use of keywords for database search, categorizing your work for editors to choose reviewers, okay, and my friendly advice based on my experience, you might as well use the constructs, okay, for your article to be the keywords for your article, okay. Okay, introduction is the most difficult part. I'm going to spend more time on this, okay, because based on my experience as a chief editor, as reviewers of journals and so on, we tend to scrutinize the introduction section, okay, and if we are impressed with the introduction, we will then read the other sections, okay. So the purpose of the introduction is to introduce readers to your problem and work, and contains the following: brief background of the topic area, existing work which would lead to the importance, originality of your work, description of your problem, achievement, significance, brief methodology of work. Okay, it involves 5 stages. Okay, as shown on this screen. Okay, general statement, specific statement. Okay, identification of gaps and novelty, purpose, objectives, and significance. Okay, the first stage. Okay, we start with the general statement, and you have to use powerful words such as this, powerful sentences like this. There's a large volume of literature describing the role of motivation. For example, the first serious discussion analysis of motivation, let's say ACE motivation, image in the 1920s with blah 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 and so on. So it's a very general statement about the field of research. Okay. The second stage, you have to be a bit more critical. You might want to focus on similarities. Okay, example, Wong 2017 and Mutu 2018. Okay, found differences suggesting that blah 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 and so on. Or we might want to focus on sorry, that one was similarities. Okay, contradiction. Sorry, the other one is the study. Okay, I got it mixed up. Sorry. The study by Abdullah 2012 also found, this is for similarities. In addition, Wong 2014 showed that, okay, similarity. The above finding is consistent with studies by Abdullah 2017 and Mahmoud 2019, similarities. Okay, I merged some of my slides to make it shorter. I'm sorry. Okay, but once again, if you go through the tutorial 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, it'll be very clear. Okay, that is how we write. Okay, and we use good connectors. Okay, on the other hand, nevertheless, okay, do not use then. Okay, in addition, you know, you're overusing the same connectors over and over again. Okay, so the one in the boxes are the contradiction and similarity findings of the studies. And the third stage involves usage of power words. To date, surprisingly, motivation has still not yet been closely studied. Surprisingly, motivation has still not yet been systematically examined. okay, or you can say there is a current paucity of studies investigating blah 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 and so on. There is a general paucity of empirical research in the field of blah blah blah. Meaning you are showing now you're doing something which is new, okay, something which is novel. Okay, at the fourth stage, okay, you focus more on the aim, objectives, and the research questions, and you put in statements or sentences such as this. This article seeks to address the following questions. Okay, the aim of this article is to critically examine and discuss blah 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 and so on. And the last stage of the introduction section is the significance of the study, where you indicate okay how the findings of the study will help, okay, and the outcomes of the study can be capitalized as guidelines to the current study contributes to the body of knowledge by addressing three important issues. Okay, firstly, from the theoretical perspective. Secondly, from the methodological perspective, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. Okay, so that is just the introduction session. See, it has to be very detailed, and I hope you can pick up and use this, okay, when you craft your article. Okay, my subsequent advice for you to get published is to read related literature faithfully, and every journal article provides suggestions for future research. Reading the literature also makes it easier when it comes to providing your conceptual framework and your review of the literature. Okay, I'm going to skip this. It's quite straightforward. Okay, look at this one. Okay, good literature comprises of investigation of your research topic via process of systematic review, which includes step 1, step 2, step 3, and on and so on. At the same time, it refines your research problem, okay, leading to your research question, okay, and then it establishes significance and informs your research design, okay, framework and hypothesis development, operationalization, data collection, and data analysis. Okay, this is in a nutshell how a good literature review should look like. Okay, very comprehensive. You might want to subscribe to groups such as ResearchGate, and then sometimes if you request for topics, okay, some people will share freely, okay, latest literature on recent work on whatever constructs and so on. Like this one, I was working on a triple helix, and I managed to get a very good set of document from Carrie's Race, okay, with the latest studies on triple helix. Okay, methods describes how the problem was studied, include detailed information, do not describe previously published procedures, identify equipment and materials used if you're doing a scientific experiment. And results, okay, include only data of primary importance, use subheaders to keep results of the same type together, be clear and easy to understand, highlight the main findings, feature unexpected findings, provide statistical analysis, include illustrations and figures. Okay, discussion, another area. Okay, remember I said just now, the one we scrutinize first is the introduction, and the second one we really use a microscope is on the discussion section. And this is most often done badly by young researchers. And you have to say what's good about your work, okay, and say what's bad, okay, provide the limitations. Compared to other published work, okay, you might want to speculate a bit, and you have to be critical of other people's work. Then you'll be safe, okay? Okay, and be careful not to use the following words, statements that go beyond what the results can support, non-specific expressions, new terms not already defined or mentioned in your paper, or speculations, or possible interpretations based on imagination. Okay, meaning you extrapolate beyond what is expected. Okay. Okay, and then you go into the conclusion where the main objective is to highlight the theoretical contribution. Okay, once again, meaning it will be good for you to put in your underpinning theories in your literature. Sorry, demonstrate where existing theory is wrong or lacking, or whether it is supported. Demonstrate how and where research in the paper fixes incorrect assumptions or fill gaps in knowledge. Clarify practical implications, address limitations, and give suggestions for future research. Okay, and then you give your acknowledgement, okay, put in your reference, okay, follow through with the format given by the publisher, and you are safe. Okay, then you are ready to prepare and submit your manuscript, okay. And once again, follow through with the format given by the journal publisher, and you'll be safe. Okay, submission. What happens to your article? Okay, if you work closely with us, I would expect if you could get the article proofread before sending it to us. Okay, we have to be professional. Okay, and as I mentioned before, we will do the role play. We will identify chief editors and reviewers who will assess your paper, revise, reject, okay, give recommendations and so on, okay, and revert back to you, okay. And always remember, it is the editor who decides at the end of the day, okay. And what do we ICML editors look for? We look for originality, content, and simplicity, okay. And we focus mainly on what's new, what is novel about the article. A perfect article based on our experience, it brings together two key scientific elements of theory and experiment. It shows how a variety of disparate data results observation can be understood through a systematic analysis. Okay, then if you prepare the cover letter, okay, together with the abstract of your paper, the cover letter is one of the first things the editor will see, of course. So make it count. Okay, and these are the contents of the cover letter. It should have all these points in there. Okay, and make it short and sweet. Okay, and then you'll be safe. Okay. Before you submit, you should have your own peer review process. Okay, ask your friends, your professor, to have a quick look. Okay, because sometimes you say, I've read this over and over again. I know everything at the back of my hand, but sometimes you might fail to miss certain things because you make assumptions. Okay, so always proof check. Okay, even auto spelling checkers are not foolproof. Look at this one here. Leeds Metropolitan University. Leeds is spelled with an A. Okay, it's wrong. Okay, sometimes the auto checker, spell checker, would change it automatically for you. So please be careful. Okay, we are now moving quickly into objective number 5, which is the review process. Okay, and this is where ICML provide value-added services because we work on individual basis. Okay, meaning we assign editors and reviewers to work only with you on your paper only. And it's not like this mass thing, training one person with many participants. Okay, so it's unique. Okay, it's a one-to-one tutorial, advise you on how to improve, give you hints and so on. So the general comment is the goal of an editor is to make a paper readable, and pointing out errors in the content is the job of the reviewer. Okay, and correcting the errors in the content is the job of the writer. Okay, and my friendly advice once again, I like to reiterate this very important point. Okay, please proofread. Do not think proofreading is the job of the editor and the reviewer. It's wrong. Okay, it may backfire. This is a normal process. Once again, we look for these things. Okay, language, formatting, scope, is the article type correct, significance, leadership, impact. Okay, if it doesn't fulfill this, it will be rejected. Ask for resubmission. It fulfills these requirements, and then we will send for peer review. Okay, so the process of peer review, okay, starts with the submission of paper. And then the editor would look into requirements mentioned earlier. If yes, we will assign reviewers. The reviewer will review and give recommendations. The editor will collect and revert back to you. If there's any for revision, then we'll tell you so, and towards the end, it will be accepted. If at the early stage it's not good, we will tell you politely it's a no-go, okay? And ICML, once again, the reviewers and the editors, okay, will be part of our team. But, okay, we will be very professional, and we will work very diligently with you, guide you all the way to get your work published, inshallah. Okay, let me, okay, some of you will be skeptical, how can we make these promises? Because at the early stage, if we send your paper and we think it is of inferior quality, sorry the language, we will outright reject. We will not charge you anything. But if we think it's good, okay, it has a chance to be improved, then we'll work closely with you to make sure it'll be accepted by the journal. Okay, this is what we always think about the reviewers. Okay, people out there to kill you. No, it's not so. If you do your homework, you'll be safe. Okay, why peer review? Okay, for suitability for publication, as well as to verify and improve the research. Okay, all these are in the long tutorial given earlier. Okay. And this is typical checklist that we have. Okay, novelty, okay, conciseness, comprehensiveness, accuracy, abstract, citations, language, okay, structure, and decision. Okay, decision involves three. Okay, accept, minor revision, or major revision, and finally the worst case scenario is reject. Okay, accept is technically impossible to get. Even if you're a professor, it's very difficult. Trust me. Okay, unless if you're sending to a shoddy journal, okay, questionable journal, okay, they will blindly accept. Okay, and sometimes they will ask for money. Okay, so it's very rare. Okay, to get your work accepted upon first submission. Revision could be two, major or minor. Okay, and whatever happens, okay, you have to carefully consider the comments given by the reviewer. Okay, and remember your response may go back to the reviewers. You may need to convince them and the editor as well. So make sure you do as per what they tell you. Okay, and then you will be safe. Okay, if your paper is rejected, okay, read carefully. Okay, study their comments. Try again. Don't give up. And perhaps you might want to try a different journal. Okay, and do not be like this boy here. He became overly violent, okay, and just spew everything like a dragon upon receiving the rejection letter. Okay, technically rejection would be caused by technical scientific issues. The motivation is unclear or unimportant. There's no novelty, no originality. The conclusions do not support the data. Results are seen to be less important or uninteresting and questionable ethics, and unclear presentation. Okay, so typically, okay, based on my experience, okay, as a writer, 3 to 4 times revision is common. Okay, especially in impact factor journals, okay, Scopus journals, and even ERA journals as well. And you have to pay attention, okay, and then you have to do the revision, resubmission, revision, resubmission over and over again. Okay, I have one paper I have to resubmit 7 times. I will share with you later towards the end. Once again, ICML has a service to help you, okay, to facilitate the publication process. And when you receive feedback from editors, in addition to modifying the manuscript, you have to provide a 2-column table. Okay, on the left is the comments of the reviewer, on the right is how you respond and what did you do. Okay, and should you appeal a reject decision, yes or no? Okay, but then again, if you feel strongly, you might want to try. Okay, perhaps there are certain things you feel the editor and referees, okay, miss out. Okay, and perhaps there were factual errors, okay, that was misunderstood as well. So to conclude, a request for revision is good. Okay, even if it's major or minor, okay, meaning you're now in the publication cycle. Don't panic. Okay, if you see the comments to be coming up to 5 or 6 pages, okay, and some of the comments could be very critical, but they are not personal. Okay, now into the last leg, ethics. Okay, I'm going to go through very quickly. Ethical issues range from misuse of other people's work to plagiarism. And basic ethical issues, okay, include using a framework diagrams without getting consent. Okay, I had one paper I used Parasuraman's gap model. Okay, I have to seek for his approval first, consent to use his diagram. Okay, and serious ethical issues such as copying a major portion of another author's work must not even be thought of. Okay, and lastly is on authorship and legitimacy of data. Okay, sometimes you just put names of people because I love my supervisor, just put his name in my paper. No, it's wrong. Sometimes people, they manipulate the data or manipulate the findings. In SPSS, you can just change, okay, the output. It's not so difficult. So all this have been discussed before, okay, and penalties can be severe. You can be banned, okay, because the editorial community is well connected, okay. Elsevier, Pergamon Press, okay, Blackmore, Taylor and Francis, whatever. So we all know each other, okay. So and watch out, okay, if we find indicators that you're doing something unethical, such as plagiarism, okay, the article will be retracted. It comes with a cost. Your name will be blacklisted. Eh, And I had a very bad incident where I was a guest editor of a Scopus journal. This writer plagiarized the whole article and just changed the names of the cities. And then this Italian professor sent an email and shared his original paper. Sure enough, his paper came out earlier, and he requested for the author to be given severe punishment. And we had to suspend the author, who was a student of our university, for 2 semesters. Okay, so please do not do this. Okay, my final advice: okay, follow through with whatever recommendations given by us, and everything will be all right. And inshallah. Okay, so when do we celebrate? Okay, we're now towards the end. Okay, this is my latest article published in Quality Assurance in Education. It's an Elsevier journal. Okay, they will send an email. Okay, and I've got my colleagues from Turkey and China. I work with a multidisciplinary team globally. Okay, it's good news. Okay, and they will send also the Gale proof. Okay, the Gale proof is where your paper is written with all the numbers on the side. Okay, and you can celebrate. Okay, some quick advertisement. Okay, this is what we do, ICML. Okay, we work closely once again with Error Index Journals. So you need to check with your institution whether your institution recognize Error Index Journals. If you're interested, okay, please contact the Gmail down there. And to those who are involved with our program, we will give them a free ebook. Okay, but since we have to pay to the journal as well, and we have to pay to the reviewer and the chief editor, even though it's role play, okay, we have to charge you. Okay, but to me, this is a small investment. Okay, and we seek to empower you as well. You will learn a lot of things along the way. Okay, inshallah. So this is the ebook. Okay, let's see how it looks like. This is the cover. Okay, that's me, my cartoon. Okay, it's loaded with goodies. This is the table of contents. Okay, with templates, checklists, do's and don'ts, and examples. My track record. Okay, I've written almost 200 articles. Okay, 80 in Scopus. 26 now 27 with ISI impact factor journals, okay, and so on. I've been chief editor and reviewer for a number of journals, supervised students, examiners for postgraduate students. So I've done this for so long, and I think I have enough competency that I would like to share with you and guide you accordingly. Okay, and lastly, okay, if you're interested to just get the ebook, okay, you do not want to join the program, yeah, it can be done also. Then it's not free. Okay, you have to pay. Okay, you have to download the ebook. Okay, you have to go to eCentral. Okay, find the app in Play Store or whatever. Okay, download eCentral. Okay, and then register online. And then if you type my name, okay, just my father's name, Rasli. Okay, and there you go. My book is there. It will cost you 25 ringgit if you are not interested to join the program. Okay, but if you join the program, it's free of charge. Okay, I've written other books. There's another one down there. My novel, which won the Anugerah Buku Negara, Anugerah Buku Nasional 2019. Okay, with that, I'm done. Thank you very much. Okay, back to you, Anita.
Thank you so much, Prof. I'm going to remove the slide now, yeah, because we have several questions from the audience. And yeah, and it looks like the 4 years, 4 years in university is actually crammed into this 1 hour, of information about publishing. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think the SG members are so lucky because unless you are in university and you follow several workshops, this information is actually very wonderful, Prof. Thank you so much. So among the number one questions, yeah, they ask, can we get the slides, please? So yeah, because anyway, in your video tutorial, we already shared, right, the slides. So what do you think, Prof? Do you think we should share the slides with them? What do you think?
Okay, that's a very tricky.
Yeah,
Let me,
I know.
okay.
Is it better if they can watch the video tutorial?
Yeah, I think if you watch the
Right?
video, because
Yeah.
the slides are incorporated in the video.
Yeah.
Okay, and then kalau minat pun, you can just print screen, and then you can get the slides back, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think we should do that. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I actually
because
agree.
okay, sorry, because also the slide without listening to the presentation, you will not get the details.
Exactly. True.
So
Okay.
alang-alang lah kita just dengar sekali kan.
Exactly. Okay. So that's
Hmm.
one. And then
Hmm.
another question is, I'm gonna put this on screen. Can you see it? Can you see, Prof? Or I can just read for you. So may I ask about the best way to submit manuscript? Shall I send a short abstract to the reviewer prior to starting drafting my manuscript? So before sending, can I send a short abstract?
Before drafting.
Yeah.
Okay. It goes back to the fundamental again. If you are working with us as Sumait, you can send just the abstract first to have a quick look, and try to understand the context of the paper.
Yeah.
But based on my experience as a chief editor, okay, we don't accept abstracts, okay, because it doesn't mean anything. Okay, it's just an abstract. We do not know whether the full-blown paper is ready or not. But as Sumait, we are willing to look, because we can gauge on the novelty, on the originality, based on the abstract. But it has to be a good abstract. Okay.
Okay. And also there's another one. I think this person missed the earlier part of the presentation because he asked, could you please give us some information about abstract of an article? So meaning to say that the abstract has to be really good, really precise, right, Prof? So
Right.
What's your response to this?
Okay, the abstract, okay, is a summary of the full-blown paper. Okay, it should have all the key points, okay, sections from the introduction on the novelty of your research, the significance of your study, the research question. Okay, as you move on to the second part, which is the literature review, okay, you should point out the theoretical underpinning theory, some models that you work on, okay, and then you move quickly to the third section of the article, which is the methodology. You should describe what methods are using, what instruments are you using, are you developing, adapting, or whatever, and so on. And it goes into the findings. You present the significant findings without giving the detail. Okay, you don't have to give the detail, how many p-value and so on. Just give it significant or not. And then you conclude by giving recommendations and discuss, okay, further research that could be thought of, okay, to support the work. Okay.
Okay. All right. So next question. I think there are about 6 or 7 questions. Yeah. So the next one, is that compulsory to get ethical approval from my university prior to conduct online survey for my paper? Because I've seen some researchers distributed the survey without getting the ethical approval. So,
good point.
Yeah.
Very good question. Okay. It depends. Some universities, okay, they are not too concerned. Okay, I was a adjunct professor of University of Southern Australia, and we insist on this. Okay, whatever you must have the ethics approval. So you have to check with your university what is their policy first. Okay, if they are silent on it, meaning they do not have such policies. If they come up with some guidelines, some documents, you better read this first before you embark on anything.
Okay. But I think to save yourself, right, Prof, I think ethical approval is so important, because especially if you're dealing with
together
human.
still?
Yeah, we are here. Can you hear me? Right. I think it's so important to have ethical approval.
It is, yeah.
Right. So I think that goes without saying that you have to have this. Okay. So there's another question: how to get the ebook? Right. So just now you already explained, right? So we have to go to the app. Don't worry, because we will put all the link together in the album that we have prepared for you. So all information will be there. Yeah. So simply come back to the SG, and then we will put all this information. I think many people are very interested to buy the ebook. And of course, we can also read the creative story from you. Okay.
I've got 2 novels in there as well.
Right. Okay. Hang on. Let me just scroll if I have any more. Right. So, and I have here from my WhatsApp. will there be guidance once we submit our papers and then it's rejected? What kind of program or what kind of guidance will you give if let's
Okay.
say the paper is
Okay.
rejected? Yeah.
Okay. Good question. Okay, I think you have to listen carefully to what I presented earlier. If it is reject outright upon submission, okay, meaning it's done, meaning that's it. Okay, but we will tell you, you might want to do some major changes here and there and resubmit to us if you're interested. Okay, but we will not give you the detailed review analysis. But then if we receive your work and then we say, hey, this is good, okay, and then we will send you the template for publication from the journal, okay, the guidelines, and then we will assign, okay, you have to send it back to us, and we will assign reviewers to read. And this is where the guidance comes in, okay. The reviewer are experienced people in industry, okay, and we employ them because of their expertise, and they will put on the reviewer cap as a professional, and we will tell you, okay, where you went wrong, what needs to be improved, what references should be in there, okay, what underpinning theory is more relevant, and so on, okay. And all this, okay, we will prepare for you, and we will send it back to you. Okay, please note, we are not proofreaders. Yeah, I can do it still, but I'm not going to do it. Okay, so we will expect a certain degree of professionalism in your writing, so that we will not be wasting our time. Because sometimes, you get caught into the language. As we read, oh my God, the subject verb disagreement. You're using the wrong adjective or nouns and so on. So yeah, we can do it, but we're not going to do it. Okay, so
Exactly, because that's not your job.
yeah,
That's not your job, right?
yes. Yeah, we are here to guide you. We will tell you this theory is not relevant anymore, it's too old, or it's controversial. Okay, it needs to be replaced with something more current. Remember,
Okay.
any article you have to show novelty and originality. So if you keep on using recycled theories and models, where is the novelty?
Okay. All right. Okay. So I think this is the last one. Will there be an
Mhm.
online conference or physical conference organized by ICML?
No, we are not into it. Okay, we
Yeah.
are not like those who organize conference having 200, 300 people, and we want to do in small groups so that we can focus and help you. Okay, so the guidance will be something that we think will be where the transfer of knowledge. Okay, so that at the end of the day, you will improve, and one day you can be a reviewer as well, inshallah.
Yes. Okay. Inshallah. Thank you so much, Prof. I'm going to put
Okay.
all this information together because it has
Mm-hmm.
to be in one place. Otherwise, it's difficult to find. Wow.
Understood. Yeah.
I feel that with this kind of tool, with StreamYard being our the
This is a
main
good tool. Yeah.
the main tool that we use right now, I feel that we can do so much more, especially
Mm-hmm.
to help our postgraduate community and
Yeah.
academic community.
I want to bring
Thank
this
you.
to Africa. I want to bring this to Africa.
Yes, please, Prof. So, and count me in if you want to have, training or whatever to your staff, because I think
Yeah.
this is the best platform so far,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so easy to manage. Yeah, of course you
Yeah.
can use all that Zoom, all the others, but a little something about us academics, we don't have time to explore the technical bit, right?
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
so if a woman like me, a mother who stay at home, can do things, I'm sure the rest can also do the same. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Prof, for your time today.
Okay.
This has been our blessed time on the SG. So I'm going to put all this information. And for all the SG members, please follow all our updates. And all the information on Asia Map will be in the SG. Yeah. And of course, this video, the recorded video, will stay in the SG. But the link to YouTube will be given to later so that you can share with your friends. Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Okay.
My regard to Madam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Inshallah, hope to see you again.
Inshallah.
Yeah, Prof. Okay.
Okay. Stay
Assalamualaikum.
safe. Yeah. Assalamualaikum. Take care.